All right, there we go. Take two. Sorry if you tried to join me earlier, was having some technical difficulties. So again, welcome to Mary's Craft Room Sundays at 7. Tonight we are going to do a Christmas in July, seeing it's the last day of July, and we're going to I'm featuring the beautiful Piece to Use stamp set. I've done a card with this one and that one, and they're just gorgeous cards. Just love them. And we're going to feature Starry Sky, Basic Gray, and Silver. And I've got some of the Celebration paper in there. This is a belly band card, gatefold with a belly band, just slides off. And on the inside, I kept it very clean and simple. And on the envelope, I just added some snowflakes. So we'll get to that shortly. We'll set that aside for now. But I wanted to show you some other things I did this weekend. So I hope you all had a great weekend. I have been very, very busy crafting, running errands, had birthday party for some great nieces and nephews. Just had a really good weekend. Very organized for the weekend, and I'm very pleased with how everything went. So this is another Sweet Songbirds card. And I have been asked by several people, could I please try a beginner's class? So starting August 22nd, on the fourth Monday of every month, I'm going to do a Stamping 101, so I can show beginners how simple it can be. So I'm going to start with the Sweet Songbirds. It's a lot of different little stamps, but I think that will be really good for them so they can see how it is not that difficult. Everybody's got to start somewhere, so we'll just be doing classes with paper, ink, and maybe a little bit of bling. And this is the one we'll start with. Very simple on the inside, and on the outside that will match this, so it gives them practice in repeating things, and that's a really good way to learn. All right, so that is going to be every Monday starting in August. And then the next thing I wanted to show you, August is a big month for me. Still have Celebration going on, and every month I have a special, but in August it's my birthday month. So I started last year or the year before where every August anybody who places a $100 order with me gets a free stamp set. Last year I gave away 10 of them, and I was really happy about that. So now this August you not only get Celebration items for $100 order, but you will also get the Simply Fabulous stamp set. I try and get something that is all occasion, lots that you can do with it. So I chose Simply Fabulous this time. And in order to make sure people really like it, I did some examples. So I went on Pinterest and I found some things and I just changed them up a little bit. But I did the Just Saying Hello and Let's Celebrate. And I used the color combo that they had on Pinterest, and then I just added like brass butterflies and changed the color of the flowers around. And I used the Best Butterflies paper, which I just love. The colors are just so bright and vibrant. Excuse me. So that one I really, really like, and just did a little flower on the inside and a matching flower on the envelope. Okay? And this actually could almost be used for a simple Stamping 101 class too. It was not that hard at all. So that is something I'm going to keep in mind. Then the next one I used the Let's Celebrate, and then just did a different color combo. I love the green and purple together, and then adding in the little calypso coral, and again the brass butterflies, and I used the neutral twine in there, and it looks really, really cute. Very happy with it. So again, that is my birthday month special starting tomorrow. Simply Fabulous. For anybody who places a $100 order, they get Celebration and a stamp set from me. So hope I can have some luck with that. All right, so now we are going to go on to our card. All right, so what I'm going to do first, guys, is I'm going to do the square first, because it's a lot of ink in there and I want it to dry. So I'm going to use my Stamparatus, okay, with the Stamparatus here. I'm going to put that up a little bit, the camera up, so I've got room to play. So I'm going to use the Stamparatus. I have my square white paper here. I always put a stamp set underneath, to give it some cushion and some leverage there. So now I'm just going to open up my Starry Sky and just fill this up with ink. And the reason I'm using the Stamparatus is this is a big stamp and I want it to look really sharp and crisp. All right. And that way with the Stamparatus, I can get a nice good image. If I don't like it the first time and it needs a little bit more ink, like this one does, then we do it again. You can do it as many times as you want till it looks the way you want it. I love the Stamparatus. So do my crafters. I have 3 now because we use them often at our card buffets. A little bit more. It looks like I'm missing some right in the middle. We got to press that down a little bit. And I'm going to do one more time to make this nice and dark. Get it all filled in there good. And down we go. Well, actually going to do another one. And then I'm doing this first because I want it to dry good. Just because I know I was going to put a lot of layers on it to make it really sharp. So I'll let that dry while we go along and assemble the rest of the card. Not as sharp as my other one, but it's a little different. But that's okay. It'll lighten up as it dries. Give it one more try here. I get picky because my sample one is so perfect. That's good. So I'm going to take this off, and then I'm just going to set this aside. That looked nice. I'm going to set it inside and let it dry, and I will get the Stamparatus. We'll just take that off of there, and we'll put that aside for now. And then we can go to assembling the card. All right, so I have everything here. And this is my gatefold. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, okay? And I score at 2 1/8 on each end, all right? Then let's get our bone folder. And we will give that a nice crease. I love the blue and the gray combo. Blue and silver for Christmas is always so pretty. All right, we can lower that down again. There we go. All righty. Now, for the front, I have my Starry Sky, and I've got paper from Celebration. All right. So now this one is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and then I go down again to 1 5/8 by 5. So I always go down 1/4 inch when I'm layering. So I'll put those on. Starting to look like a little bit of a mess, just like I always craft. So I did a little more organizing on this week on Thursday night with my good friend Lisa. She keeps me on the straight and narrow, make sure everything is good. So we put all of the new stuff away, and that felt really good to get that done. By being organized, it just makes everything so much easier to get through. I get it done so much quicker. Not quite getting this where I need it. There we go. That'll do. So I've got that one down. Let's get the other one. Then I had a couple ladies over. I had Gina and Lisa Knotts over this morning for crafting. They made up a class that they were going to do last week. So that was a fun time. It always is with the ladies. Get that one down. And then now we'll put this on the front of the card. All right, so we'll put that right on here. I like this fold a lot. I use it often, as I'm sure you know. It just is something, it's easy, and it just gives the card a little extra zhuzh. Just makes it look a little bit more expensive. A fun fold will always do that. It'll just add so much to your card. All right, let's get this one down here. And because you know I have to layer so much, there we go. On the inside, I chose to do 2 layers too, just to make it pop. So I did the Starry Sky, and that'll be 4 by 5 1/4, and then white will be 3 3/4 by 5. So I can put the Starry Sky down now, and then we can go ahead and stamp on the white, just our simple sentiment. And then we'll do that in Starry Sky to kind of tie it all together. So this was a card I did at my buffet on the 16th. I had a few of those left over. All right, so for the inside, we're using the sentiment, Peace to You at Christmas. All righty. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Tari. How's it going, ladies? I hope you didn't see my first one where I had a little bit of a technical difficulty. I had to stop and start all over again. That happens sometimes. There we go. Peace to You at Christmas. Hope you both had a great weekend. I hope you like this card. Love this color combination. Love this stamp set. All right. So the Starry Sky and the gray is just so pretty together. There we go. Very simple, elegant, and simple. We've got that like there. Okay. So now I have got a belly band. All right. So that is 11 inches. And I think that one is about 2 inches or 2 1/4. All right. So you can make those whatever width you want. Hi, Mary. Yes, I love this card. I have extras, Mary. We can do a class. When I do the belly band, I take it from the back and I just fold it around to the front. I don't pre-score anything. I just make it fit the card. And then I fold it around the front, and then my square will cover it. So I just want to make sure that that's going to cover it up, which it will. Okay, so now I can go ahead and I can actually do it this way, and it'll definitely cover it up. So now I will just put some adhesive on here. Get that down. Then the next thing I do is, then of course I layered it to match everything. So this is just 4 inches going across by either 2 or 1 7/8, again, whatever you choose. And then I matched up the silver stripe, also 4 inches and just 1/4 inch less. So we'll put that on there. And if you're new to watching me, I am just a layering girl. I just love to put the colors on to coordinate the cards and just make them pop. So now this one looks like it's just a little long. So I'm going to grab my scissors. So anytime if my cutting is off just a tad, as you can see, I just trim that up. No big deal. It all works. There we go. And now I will lay it right down on the front of my belly band. We'll attach that. And then we're going to go and cut out the other piece that we did with the Stamparatus. So let's put this down here. That'll be fine. It's a little bit crooked. See if I can't straighten that out just a little bit. Much better. Okay. Now we'll put this on top of here, lining up the edges. There we go. Now I have my pieces all dry that I'm ready to cut out. I'm going to use the Stitch Stylish Shapes here, the square, and I'm going to go right on top of it. I have got my cut and emboss right behind me, so I'm going to quickly go cut that out, and I will be right back. I don't want to shake the whole table, so I'm just right behind you. And this fits perfectly. And I prefer to stamp first and then cut out. That's just the way I do it. Then I know I've got it where I want it. All right. Make sure that's straight. I actually have quite a few of these left. I had planned on a number of people, about 19 people showing up for the Christmas card class, and unfortunately a few had to drop out. All right, so this is a little bit off, but that is okay. There's a little white showing up there, which I didn't plan on. So it's a little crooked, but that's all right. We will tape it on here. And you know what else I can do? And I don't want to make a mess with it, but look at that. I just slid it in the blue, and I can do the same over here. Isn't that cool? I can always try and fix it some way. Just take it and put a little bit of ink on, and all that white edge is gone. Piece of cake. Can always make it work. Comes to shove, then you just start all over with it, but didn't have to do it with this one. All right. So now we will lay it on our silver foil, which I love. There we go. And we're going to put it onto the front of the card with dimensionals. So sometimes it's easier just to place this here and then figure out where my dimensionals are going to be. I know I'm going to want one in the middle because this is a big piece. So we'll go right there and there. So I want to make sure I have enough to hold it on also. All right. And we'll take off our paper. I've used this fold with so many cards for every season, and I always love it. There we go. That's on nice. And then last but not least, we're going to put on a couple pearls on there. We're using, they're called festive pearls, but if you have any, and notice they were mislabeled. They're called red and green adhesive backed pearls. These are really, in the catalog, they're festive pearls. There's gold, silver, a light green, and then underneath, there's a red. So the name is technically supposed to be festive pearls. I really like them. They're very pretty. I've used them on a lot of cards so far. So let's just use our take a pick tool and put on a couple pearls up there in the corner. There we go. And that'll do it for the card, you guys. Now let's just fancy up the envelope, and we are done. So I'm using, you can use anything you want, but I'm going to use an old stamp set. I like my frosted foliage. I love the snowflakes that are on there. So I just chose to do that. So I'm going to do, dip them in silver. And then just put them right in the back here. And there we have very pretty snowflakes right in the back. And there is our elegant Peace to You card in Starry Sky, Basic Gray, Silver, Stampin' Up! Or Celebration paper. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And I don't give the measurements at the end typically, but I certainly can. I will do that for you, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it very, very much. And I'll be back next Sunday night with another card. So have a great week crafting, And take care. And again, thank you again so much for watching. And I will post those measurements for you. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.